This is what you get on OSBC AM Cafe, your early morning television inspiration. There is time for motivation, keeping your body fit through exercise, guest segments where we discuss trending issues in the polity with our analysts from different fields of life. All this will be showing on your TV Monday to Friday between 7 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. OSBC TV AM Coffee. Start your day fresh.
Now you stretch your left leg back. The leg fully stretched and your toes pointing straight at the back there. Alright, thank you. What we're trying to do this morning is to exercise the muscles at the hamstring here, the muscle at the calf, and the muscles that we have at the gluten here, the muscle at the buttock here. So that we're trying to convert all the fat there into muscles. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Thank you out there, everyone's at home. We want you to join us as we're going to do it. Please get your mats and make sure you make yourself ready to straight on your mats. This exercise as well will affect the lower part of the tummy here. And we want you to have good body and sound mind. We want you to get rid of the fats you carry all about all this one. Okay, you drop your leg. Drop your leg, drop it. Okay, your right leg back now. You can see the leg fully stretched at the back, knee locked, and the toes pointing straight back. Okay, you bring it back. Alright, you change to the other leg. You can see the leg fully stretched, fully stretched. If you are not feeling it at the hamstring here, you are not doing it. If you are not feeling it at the calf here, you are not doing it. And as well, you have to feel it at the lower back, at the lower part of the abdomen there, the lower down there. You must feel it there. Okay, now you bring it down. So now we are getting straight 10 from the left leg, straight 10. All right, your 10 there. 1, fully straight. Thank you. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, thank you very much. Okay, from the other leg now, another 10. Please, I want you to stretch your leg very well at the back. You feel it at the hamstring. You are feeling at the thighs as well. You feel it at the calf and the toes pointing straight. You can see his toes pointing straight at the back. Okay, you bring it down. All right, back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just correct the mistake from these activities there. By the time he takes his leg out, is bringing the knees back to the floor. Down, 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 down. Just bring it down, down, down. The knees on the floor, back. The knees on the floor. So this time around, when you take it out, you are not bringing the knees back to the floor. The knee halfway without getting to the floor. You hang it there and you bring it back. Okay, let me have that now. 1, thank you. 2, your leg fully stretched at the back. Fully stretched. Thank you. 3, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, thank you very much. Okay, from there we change to the other leg. You can see how we stretch it out. We are getting rid of the fat at the gluten here, the fat at the buttock, the fat at the thighs, the fat at the hamstring, the fat at the calf, and the fat in the lower in our legs. So that's what we are trying to do this morning. Okay, are you counting? How many now? 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, thank you very much. How was that?
Fine.
Are you feeling it at all? Are you feeling it at the top, at the heart? Yeah. Yes. Okay, you should feel it. If you're doing it very well, I know you got to feel it very well. This time around, same exercise, but a little bit modification to it. Same exercise, I call it, but a little bit modification to it. Now we are going to stretch your left leg back. Now you stretch your right hand. Fully stretch at the back. You look up. All right. How was that? Please, I want you to try that as well at home. Get on your mat, your knees on the floor, 2 palms there. Stretch your right leg and the left hand out there. Okay, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, thank you very much. Now you change. Fully out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Thank you very much. You can see the leg pointing straight and the hand wall fully stretched at the front there. Okay, we got it one more time. Out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from the other side, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you very much. Now with this, you are also getting the balance fitness as well. That's another component in fitness, your balance. Many cannot even get it. When you stretch it out this way, they tend to be shaking. No, that's not good for you and me. Stretch it out, get your balance. You have to maintain your balance. You can see my legs pointing straight and the hands out there. So my dear brother, this time around we're going to alternate the hands and the legs together. You get it this way. 1, you change, like that. Okay, let's go. 1, you can see the balance. All right, you start it all over again. Okay, get your balance too. Thank you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go. That's it. That's it. You can get as many 10. This is another 10 now. We've gotten like 3 10 now. Now make it 30. And we're going to 60 this time around. Now I told you we have to step it all a little bit. We can't continue to be getting 10, 10, 5, 5 at the same time again. No. We are stepping up. We are getting improved fitness. So we need to step up the exercise as well. Okay, now we've got it 30 from the 60. Now we are looking for the last 30. Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright? So that makes it 40. You know, I told you we are looking for 60. Okay, the next 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, 50. Okay, the last 10. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Alright, that's good. So you can see now we've gotten 60 abdominal walk. Okay, alright, stand up. Stand up. Thank you very much. How was that? Where are you feeling it? Just let them know. Where are you feeling it?
The lower back.
The lower back.
This side.
Okay, the lower abdominal.
Yeah.
Okay. Your bicep and tricep there. Where again? You're not feeling it there?
I can see the floor.
That's what I want you to know. Thank you very much. It's good for you. Alright. Viewers at home, I want you to repeat this as many as you can. You don't force yourself. When you're tired, you pause, you breathe in from the nose, out from your mouth, and then you rest like 20-30 seconds. It's okay for you, and make sure you get back to it, please. And if you're feeling uncomfortable with it, you have to stop for today. Please. Tomorrow is another day. You can join us in doing the exercise. Alright, from here, let me lead this. You can see still on the floor walk today. Okay? Alright. I want to know if you can go to do this. Alright, I'm up. You can see. Alright, you can get your mat. Get the mat there. You can only use on the floor. Don't get your mat. You know what I'm waiting for you. You can get your mat as well. Or if you have a small mattress that you can use it as well. Just make sure you make yourself comfortable and you're putting on nice sports clothing. Your canvas and your shirt or your shorts like this. So that will make you more comfortable. Alright, up. So when you come up, you bring your knees to the elbow there. Back. You change it up. Thank you. Now we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How was that? Good. It's good for you and me. Okay. My friend, my daddy, my uncle, my sister, my brother at home, I tell you, good health doesn't just come to you. Good body doesn't just come to you. You have to encourage yourself, you motivate yourself, you keep on joining Keep It program every morning, and I bet it we are going to get better body and sound mind as well. Okay, thank you. Are you counting there?
Yes.
Okay. 9, 20. Okay, from there we're moving to this. You come up, you bring the two legs to yourself. 1, right, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's another 10 of another different kind of floor routine. Okay, all right, before we go today, let me just give you this. All right, the two legs up. So now we're bringing the fingers to the toes there. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's keep it. It's good for me and you. Thank you for joining us. Join us tomorrow on same program, same time, and on same TV. Thank you very much. We love you.
My name is Dapo Olasode, and I'm both excited and humbled to share these moments of inspiration with you, because I know you are destined for greatness. Therefore, I count it a rare privilege to share the story on your journey to greatness. Greatness, I believe, is a journey, and there's no better way to begin the journey of greatness than to look at questions that are extremely important to this journey. What are questions? Questions are extremely important because they provide you a gateway to the next level. For instance, a student seeking to be promoted to the next level of academic endeavor answers a series of questions called examination. In the same vein, life, before I'm allowing you to move to the next level or allowing you to even begin the journey to greatness, it asks you extremely important questions. One of those important questions are the questions we're going to be treating today, and that question is very simple. It is, who are you? Though this question appears simple and has become somewhat popular, its impact on your greatness is tremendous. This is because the answer to this question points you to key information regarding your greatness. It would also point you to the right steps to take in order to achieve greatness. In addition to this, a correct answer to this question gives you the courage to stand strong in the face of adversity, amongst other things. So I ask again, who are you? Notice I didn't say, what are you? Many people mistake who are you for what are you. As such, the answer does not have the desired effect on their greatness. The former, which is who are you, is constant, while the latter is subject to change. The former, which is who are you, reveals unchangeable truths about your person, while the latter reveals the product of external influence on your person. When you are sure of who you are, it becomes easy to chart a course to where you want to be. If by now you are interested in answering the question who you are, allow me to recommend a few combinations of things. For instance, if you believe in God, prayer is a key part of answering that question who you are. The next point is what I call introspection. Introspection is a journey to self-discovery, which is actually what the question who are you is actually about. Introspection is a journey to self-discovery. Find out what motivates you, what infuriates you, what scares you, what challenges you, and what ignites a passion in you. Many of us go through life without actually looking deep within us, and as such, we hit some bedrocks and we are confused and we don't know what to do. By introspection, you take an in-depth analysis of yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and you x-ray yourself thoroughly. By the time you are done, it's easy for you to know who you are and answer the question when life asks you. Because believe me, life would ask you, who are you? At least at one point of your journey. The third thing to answer the question, who are you, is study. Most times, the answer to the question, who are you, is discovered as you study the lives of other people and you go through their journey with them and you understand the pains, understand the setbacks, understand the things that give them challenges. So as you begin to study them and you compare them with yourself, it's very easy to begin to answer the question, who are you? You will simply just find out that by comparing yourself with the greats of old, you begin to reveal a deeper you that you never knew existed. So study is a very integral part of answering the question, who are you? Another part of answering that question, who are you, is interaction. As you interact intellectually, socially, critically, and emotionally with the people that are around you, you are able to answer the question, who are you? Finally, it's important to discuss your findings with other people and compare their opinions of your person with yourself. I hope in these few minutes I've been able to encourage you to take that great step in discovering your identity, and I hope that this has moved you closer to your greatness. Till I come your way next time, I want to say a big thank you to our producers for giving us the opportunity to speak with you, and I want to say, till I see you next week, keep on being great. Thank you.
Future on glasses. Seeing someone wearing eyeglasses today is just as common as seeing a person wearing a scarf during a winter time. Glasses are tools that provide vision to most people regardless of prescription of eye shape, but it was not always this way. The development of glasses as a common treatment for imperfect eyesight took centuries with many brilliant innovators, paving the path to the perfect vision you get to enjoy every day. Have you ever wondered about the primary technology behind spectacles? Here is a glance into the history that allows millions of people to read, drive, perform surgery, and accurately shoot a gun. The first inventor of wearable glasses is unknown. However, the Romans were the first to discover the ability to use glasses to enhance their ability to see small text, creating small magnifying glasses with spheres. The first wearable glasses known to history appeared in Italy during the 13th century. Primitive glass-blown lenses were set into wooden or leather frames, or occasionally frames made from animal horn, and then held before the face or perched on the nose. Mostly used by monks, this grew in popularity and the technology improved through the Renaissance. Artwork remains the best testament that these glasses existed, as early Renaissance paintings sometimes depict scholars using hand-held frame or perch style glasses. Glass blowers would make lenses of different thickness based on rudimentary vision testing. As these glasses became more popular, the Italian creation spread throughout Europe, mostly available to the wealthy because scholarship was a prized attribute during the Renaissance. Glasses were status symbols of intelligence and prosperity. The technology might have remained stagnant for several centuries because the next clear historical picture of spectacles comes during the 17th. Glasses grew to be hands-free with the development of temples to extend over the years. Perhaps the most famous of these more modern glasses include Martin's margin spectacle, developed by the inventor Benjamin Martins. These glasses are sold as collector's items today, but they pioneered the pursuit for more accurate lens development and thinner lenses supported by durable frames. After the over-the-air innovation, new developments with glasses began to speed up. Benjamin Franklin added to the versatility of glasses by inventing the bifocal lens, which allowed a person with both near and far-sighted affectation to use one pair of glasses instead of two. He did this at first by cutting lenses in half and putting them together into one frame. Another style that was prominent during the time was scissor spectacles. These were glasses that could be stored in pockets and taken out when needed for seeing something important. Some men did not enjoy wearing glasses full time, so these were the answer: pocket glasses that could be folded up in end like a pair of scissors. As the 19th century dawned, glasses were still handcrafted and not available to everyone, but the Industrial Revolution was right around the corner, and mass production of both frames and lenses made it much simpler for working men and women to obtain the necessary eye correction. The early 18th also saw the introduction of peculiar cylindrical lenses for correcting astigmatism. With lens technology and accurate prescription becoming ever more affordable during the 18th and 19th, saw a trend towards making glasses fashionable and stylish. Frames with different shapes, materials, and color became available for those who wanted glasses to match their face shape, eye color, or outfit. Most notably, styles changed because of the availability and development of strong plastics. No longer did all glasses need to be made with wool, metal, or horn frames. Plastics could be molded into many shapes and sizes. The 20th century also saw the rise of sunglasses. While sunglasses were first innovated in China during the 12th century, they were used to obscure the eyes of judges in court, so no one could determine their expressions. Other glasses manufacturers experimented with colored lenses, but these again were not for protection. Only in the 19th, the tinted sunglasses began to be used for light sensitivities caused by medical conditions. The fad spread beyond medical applications, and starting in 1929, sunglasses were mass-produced for sun protection and reducing glare.
Eyeglasses are used for so many things. The most important is, the very common one is the shade, which we see outside. The sunglasses used in protection of the eyes against radiations from the sun. When you look at in the sun, there are a lot of radiations, especially I want to talk about the harmful ones, the ultraviolet and the infrared rays, which are not good for the eyes. These are some of the, like the X-rays and some other things, which are very, very dangerous. And they only use it for diagnostic purposes. So also the infrared rays and the ultraviolet rays are not supposed to be entering the eyes.
Finally, the 1980s saw the introduction of plastic lenses. These were less breakable and they could be made lighter and tinier than their glass predecessors. Modern technology continues to improve glasses with protective coatings and reduce glare and UV light. Your glasses are the result of centuries of innovative technologies. Glasses are important because of various reasons, such as fashion. With numerous styles, colors, and shapes, sunglasses are up to date on the latest fashion trends. They are a great accessory to make any outfit fashionable and enhance your facial features. Eye protection. In today's digital world, it is important to properly protect your eyesight in order to ensure that it lasts a lifetime. Glasses not only protect your vision from digital screens, but also keep dirt and dust from getting into your eyes. Furthermore, eyeglasses can also help protect your eyes from harmful ultraviolet rays. Convenience. Unlike contact lenses, glasses are easy to put on and take off. Eyeglasses do not require additional cleaning and do not need to be replaced as often as contact lenses. Added features. As technology has expanded and grown, so has eye care technology. Nowadays, there are numerous additions that can be made to your eyeglasses to better protect your eyes and vision. For example, you can get a transition lens which darkens when exposed to ultraviolet rays and lightens once inside. It also helps to read easier. It is common for adults to read newspapers and books, but sometimes they have difficulties in recognizing the letters because their vision becomes hazy. This happens not just for adults but also to anyone. Thus, reading glasses or any other prescribed eyeglasses is perfect for you to make you see and read clearer.
The summary of what I know about eyeglasses is that I am using it for me to be able to read very well because I suffer short-sightedness. So I can still read at a far distance, but when I bring it closer, it will be blunt. And I consulted ophthalmologist or optician. So, and glasses was recommended for me. That's the reason I'm using it. But some people are using it just for fancy. People call it recommended. My way is recommended.
There are many reasons to wear eyeglasses, but regardless of the reasons, the point here is to take care of your eyes because this is the only organ that enables us to see things. Without it, we cannot be able to perform daily tasks the usual way, and it will be harder for us to appreciate the beauty of the nature.
Features on bitter yam. Bitter yam, also known as Eshuru in Yoruba, Konsarago in Hausa, and Ono in Igbo. Bitter yam is a plant that grows in Africa. It has a fleshy potato-like root that is used for food in terms of farming or making medicine. White form of bitter yam are likely to contain poison and must be soaked and boiled before use. Bitter yam that are raised by farmers, however, generally do not have the toxin because several plants are cultivated selectively. It is the native food of different towns and cities all over the world, but prominent in Osogbo, capital of Osun State. The food is attached to the town and its people. My name is Ruben Ayowale. Osogbo people are one of the consumers of bitter yam. Bongon and Odiomu, among others, are also the consumer of bitter yam. Bitter yam is eatable with palm oil and ikete, palm oil concoction. According to research, some of resource persons said these varieties of yam has been found to treat diabetes by helping in lowering blood sugar level, among other benefits. There are wide types of bitter yam which are likely to contain poison, adding that the one raised by farmer generally do not have toxin because they are cultivated selectively. Also, the yellow varieties of bitter yam is the most preferred of the edible varieties, and that the edible varieties cannot be pounded, unlike yam. The toxic varieties are not edible, but they are commonly used for pharmaceutical and medicinal purposes by African and Asian people. Also, there are common names of the yam. They are leaved yam, bitter yam, and cluster yam, adding that there are 4 common varieties of bitter yam. 2 are edible, while the other 2 are toxic. Yellowish white is toxic to animal alone, while the white is toxic to both animals and man. My name is Kudirat Akonde. Firstly, bitter yam is better than yam and it gives energy to the body, but it doesn't stay long in the body like yam. Yam is beneficial for blood pressure. More so, it is beneficial to the weakness of the body. We have 2 varieties of bitter yam, the white and the colored variety. Bitter yam, like any other yam tuber, is a very good source of energy and carbohydrates when consumed. It is used in the production of low carb from the detoxified variety. The yellow varieties of bitter yam is the most preferred of the edible variety. Bitter yam contains most of the important minerals such as iron, magnesium, calcium, and zinc. It is useful in the food and pharmaceutical industries. It can be used in the treatment of stomach pain and menstrual disorder. It also contains chemicals that might lower blood sugar.
Future, with all its golden promise, lay ahead.
Chief Awolowo played a very important role in the various political processes which brought Nigeria to independence. He was a member of the All Nigeria Conference, which met in Ibadan in 1950, when decisions were taken on the final stages of another constitution. Chief Awolowo attended the constitutional conferences for the review of Nigeria's constitution in 1953, 1954, 1957, and 1958.
the welfare of millions of people for generations to come may be affected by the wisdom which we here display. If Nigerian leaders and our British partners are to prove themselves worthy of their trust, now is the time for us solemnly and truly to dedicate ourselves to seeking the greatest good of the greatest number of our people in Nigeria. It is to this end that my colleagues and I pledge ourselves. The first main task of conference is to resolve those problems which defied solutions in 1957 and to evolve for Nigeria a constitution of which both the British and the Nigerian peoples can be proud. The second is to get Her Majesty's government to agree to April 2nd, 1960 as the target date for Nigeria's independence. Independence for Nigeria in 1960 is imperative. But independence for Nigeria as a corporate entity is not enough. The peoples of Nigeria must at the same time be guaranteed their freedom. We must ensure that in an independent Nigeria, individual citizens throughout the land enjoy liberty, human dignity, and equality under the law. There must be one Nigeria with one constitution and one law for all. Let us therefore, Mr. Chairman, sir, close our ears to the counsel of despair, which says that we cannot here at this conference agree on a constitution. If there's any doubt among us as to what should be written into the Constitution, let us, as Democrats that we profess ourselves to be, refer such problems, as the Gaulle has done recently, to the people whom we profess to represent, either just before or at the federal elections late in 1959.
It was at the conference of 1958, held in London, that the then Secretary of State for the Colonies fixed a date for Nigeria's independence in 1960.
From October the 1st, 1960, your future will be in your own hands.
From the bottom of my heart, I congratulate our entire people of Nigeria and the people of Britain for this happy culmination of a political adventure which began in Nigeria less than 100 years ago. In the years that lie ahead, those of us who have the good fortune to lead our people will need statesmanship of a high order and God's guidance in managing the affairs of our country for the benefit of every Nigerian citizen.
The Western Nigeria television service was a great occasion, not only because it was the first of its kind in the whole of Africa, but also because of the prodigious efforts which had gone into making it possible in so short a space of time, only 3 months. It was a proud moment for Mr. Ikoli and the other directors of Western Nigeria Radio Vision when they arrived at Western Hall with many other distinguished people. The ceremony itself was televised, reaching viewers in Ibadan, Lagos, Abeokuta, and many other places within range of the Mapo and Abafon transmitters. Among the guests on this occasion was His Excellency the Governor of Western Nigeria, Sir John Rankin. Television will bring many benefits to the region. Entertainment will come to outlying areas, and there will be regular schools programs. Sir John was introduced to members of the Radio Vision Service, and without doubt, he congratulated them on achieving so much so soon. For Chief Anthony Anaharo, who was accompanied by his wife, it was a particularly important occasion, for he includes in his portfolio responsibility for the information service. His Excellency, the Governor-General, and Lady Robertson also attended this ceremony, which was so full of significance, not only for Nigeria, but for Africa as a whole. To open the news came the Premier, Chief Obafemi Awolowo. His wife was with him.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us on today's edition of AM Cafe, the platform on the show this morning. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and I believe that you are enjoying your day as much as you are enjoying the weather. I hope your cup of tea is with you this morning. Yes, it's time this morning on the guest platform of AM Cafe. And what are we looking at this morning? You know, we always come with great topics that will be of great immense to all of us, and we will gain a lot from it. And today, what are we looking at? We are looking at fake news, misinformation. What has it got to do with us? Do we just let it go like that when we are misinformed, the general public, or even individually? What about what we listen to in our news, adverts, and things like that? We have a guru in the house who is going to shed more light on it, and it's no other person than the head of department, Mass Communication Department, and Fountain University, Dr. Kamar Salahuddin. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Thank you for coming.
Except that that cup of coffee that you talked about, you took it alone.
Wow. We'll see what we can do to that. So that before you go, you
all
have
right.
your own cup of
No
coffee.
problem. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Fake news. Yeah. That's what we want to look at this morning. We know that from time immemorial, it has been like that. Yeah. There are some peddlers of fake news all around us. But yet, is it that they do not know the meaning, the relevance, or the weight of what they carry around? Let's start from there.
The issue of fake news, generally, if we look at it conceptually, it means an information that is false or untrue, that somebody is peddling around, not even an individual, even the mass media, the social media. But from the focus of the question you posed to me, that is it that they don't know? Well, that is of two perspectives. Sometimes the person is doing it deliberately, and the other time the person is not even aware that the information is fake. Well, that is why conceptually we have two categories of fake news.
Okay.
We have misinformation and we have disinformation. And if you look at these two words, you see that they are just one letter away from each other.
Yeah.
So one starts with M and the rest of the letters are the same. The other starts with D and the rest of the letters are the same as the other word. But those two different letters make a great difference in what each of them mean. And when we say something is misinformation, the person who is passing the fake news or wrong information around is not doing it on purpose.
Okay.
is not doing it deliberately. Sometimes he just says the information somewhere or hears it, and he begins to spread it for not a deliberate or intentional reason. Maybe he doesn't know enough. Maybe sometimes he's fascinated by something in the message and is just sending it, not to harm anybody. But when it comes to the issue of disinformation, the person is doing it to mislead, sometimes to harm, different purpose. So it is intentional, it is deliberate, just to sway people. And sometimes disinformation has something to do with propaganda. So that is just the difference between the two. So we cannot say the person does not know all the time, and we cannot say the person knows all the time. So sometimes the person is doing it deliberately, and that is what we regard as disinformation in literature. But if it is misinformation, the person is most likely not to know that is spreading around fake news or wrong information.
Okay, how do we now detect which one is fake, which one is real in the news around us?
Well, that goes to the audience of the information, either from the mass media or from the social media, or even from interpersonal communication. And it has a great thing to do with the IQ of the recipient or receiver of the information, because the two of us could be given the same information, and you may feel somehow about it that no, can this be true, because you are asking questions. But if I just take the information hook, line and sinker, I'm not asking any question, it is I may just go away with it. So I'll just give some of the tips that one can use to know whether an information or a news is fake or not. The first thing is the source.
Okay.
What is the source of this information? For instance, I think in 2020, I received a message. I think it was on social media that I saw it, that a first generation juju musician in Nigeria, who is very popular, I don't want to mention it, is dead. And that shocks me. But, before I start telling people about it, I said, I cannot just take this information like that. So I fact check. And that, okay, if this is true, it will not, there will be all the popular and the reputable media in Nigeria, most of them would have reported it. That is one. Then two is that it will not be from just one media house. So I checked and I discovered that it was only one source, which is not even reputable. So I felt that this cannot be true, and I kept quiet. Before the end of the day, the children of that person went on TV and said that their father was still alive. But if I didn't ask questions, I would have just been sending the information around. So the first thing is to check the source. Who is saying this? From where is it coming from? And that is not even enough. One need to ask some critical questions. That is why, media literacy, it is very low in our environment here. But, in other climes, you have people who specialize in media literacy, professor of media literacy and all of that. So individuals have to be media literate. How do we mean by that? We have to be critical consumers of media information. As we are here now, we are sending something out, and that is the product of the media. If we go to the market and want to buy cosmetics, we check the label. Who is producing it? Because we are critical about it. We don't just want to use anything to our body. So we have to be critical consumer of information. Ask questions. Can this be true? Who is saying this? Then we can ask other people. So that will help us to know. And sometimes when you look at some information, essentially, even from the message, you know that this cannot be true. On social media now, we usually have some tips somebody may say a lot of things, and when you read it, you know that this cannot be true. A medical expert will not say this. So even within the information you are receiving, you can see the fault or the lapses in it. So
that's when we are media literate.
Yeah. And we don't have to go to school to be media literate. It's about the mind. My student who is graduating this year conducted his final year research on misinformation and disinformation about COVID-19 vaccine and vaccination. And one of the findings is that people's knowledge of the vaccine does not depend on their age and does not depend on their level of education, which means that a 10-year-old can be more media literate than a 50-year-old. And even literature says that older people, maybe from 65 and above, are more prone to fake news than younger people. So you can see that it is not even about age, it's not about level of education, it's about the mind, the individual, the level of the IQ of the individual receiving the
Thank you very much, Doctor. You mentioned something about checking, fact-checking and things like that. What about some adverts placed on the media? And at the end of the day, you discover that the undertone, the messages, even the product itself is fake.
Well, that's one. In the study of the media and strategic communication, we believe that advert is usually make-believe. But when we say something is make-believe, it doesn't mean that it has to be misleading. For instance, if you're a model in an advert and you have to make claim that a product is good, all you need to know is that the product is actually good. You don't have to have used it before. That is the make-believe aspect of it. Okay, as an expert, sometimes we say we use endorsement, and when we are using endorsement, it can be celebrity, it can be an expert, somebody who is saying that a particular toothpaste is good and endorsed by a certain medical organization. Doesn't have to use it before saying that. All he has to do is perhaps take it to the lab and check, or have the result of a lab test on it, which is credible to say that. So that is the make-believe aspect of it. But he will come out and say it as if he had used it. However, that is why we have regulatory body. In Osogbo, for instance, and all over Nigeria, we have Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria. We have the offices all over the state. It is now Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, based on the 2022 Act just signed by the president. So this is their job, to check if there is false claim in an advert. Some years back, I think it was either early 20s or mid 20s, I don't want to mention the telecoms in Nigeria, did an advert and they had started using it. But some people stood up and said that this is not, this is gender biased. And the company had to pull down the advert from the media. So that is the job of the regulatory body. And in ARCON, which is now ARCON now, there is what we call, there is a panel checking the validity, the credibility of each advert on the radio or TV. And I also know that NBC is also doing a great job in that direction. But how well is what we should now check. How well are those regulatory bodies doing it? Are we sure that the corruption in Nigeria has not gone into those regulatory bodies too? I'm not saying that it is, but I'm asking questions that, are we sure? Because if we say Nigeria has to be good, individuals have to do their jobs the way it is. If I'm a head of department and I'm taking freebies from my students to make them pass or for any reason, then those students will graduate and go to our system one day And my children will also pass through that. That's what I tell them. See, I cannot train my children myself. You will train my children eventually. So you have to be what you are supposed to be so that our system can be good for it.
Thank you, Doctor. Let's look at the effect of social media on what we're treating this morning. You see, you just mentioned it earlier in the program. When you go to social media, what you read on a daily basis, there was a time I even said, I'm not going to read anything, news on social media again. If I want to read anything, I'd rather go to the paper aspect, read the news that I really needed, and take my eyes off reading other stories. Because at the end of the day, you discover that most of these things are fake news. Even the ones the celebrities are even causing are the more that, their life, most of it, according to social media, fake. What they do, fake. And what they tell us, the fans, lies. And all other people out there who want to build their life around these celebrities too. And so, what are the effects of social media on the society when we talk about fake news and misinformation?
Well, I will tell you it's great. It is really, really great, especially on the younger generation. And that is where it is more dangerous, because there is what we call virtual reality. These children are living in the world of virtual reality, and they will move from virtual reality to augmented virtual reality. How do I mean by this? What they see on the social media, they believe that is how it is, and it can actually be practiced in the physical world. And the moment they begin to do that, that is what we regard as augmented virtual reality. And this celebrity, what I will say to reduce the effect of social media on us and on the younger generation is that the whole has to be very, very deliberate about it. We have to be serious, because for me, it's a personal principle that none of my children will have a smartphone until they get to higher institution where they need it for something more serious. And by that time, they are more matured. And experiences have shown that it is safer at that time, even if there is any danger, it's safer at that time than giving it to them in secondary school. I have a lot of stories about that. But before I go to that, even you just said something that you no longer have interest in reading news and stories on social media. But I also know and I'm aware that even the traditional conventional media now take news from social media. That is where, because you will not even know that it is what you ran away from on social media. You are now reading in a newspaper. And I will call for professionalism. Journalism, broadcasting, media practice, they are no longer what they were when we were in school. Yes, the landscape must change because of the technological ecosystem that we have now. But then, what about the discipline aspect of it? Part of the golden rule that we were taught in school and we read in books is don't. If you don't, don't. If you don't, don't. Meaning that if you are not sure, if you don't know, don't say it. A lot of people claim to be doing investigative journalism now, but in actual sense, what they are doing is not investigative journalism. And that is worse when we now go to the broadcast media. I have not listened to such a program on OSBC, but they are all around.
Thank you.
They are all around. Where somebody will say, I saw some children somewhere and I interviewed them, and they are homeless, they don't have parents, so I will start taking care of them without going beyond the children, because the children may give him false information. And if the children do not know enough, we will expect the person to know more, to know better. And you know, where we have a sane system, that is implicating to the person. Because you cannot just take other people's children and say you adopt them without the family's consent. At least.
No paperwork.
No paperwork. You are just saying that just like that. So we have to check it. And I want to believe that all our unions, beyond NBC and ARCON that I mentioned the other time, NUJ, BON, Ratau, we have to begin to look at issues like this. I am somebody in Ibadan, a veteran broadcaster, is doing something that is fantastic. Every year, he will do a stakeholders forum with NBC, and there a lot of issues are discussed and trashed out. This is Osun State. I don't believe, I don't think, let me say, I've heard something like that. Somebody can start it. OSBC can start it. Stakeholders forum with all stakeholders in the broadcast and the journalism industry. And we bring everybody together. We discuss this issue.
What about the bloggers? What can we do about them? How do we deal with them? When I pay you as an individual to, you know, spread fake news concerning my cameraman, and my cameraman goes to another blogger to tell another story concerning his producer and things like that. How do we deal with all these bloggers with fake news all around? Even if they come with them, if I went to them with fake news, isn't there a way of sieving the truth out of the fake news and then remodel and repackage the news?
Like I said earlier on, if you know you are referring to the disinformation aspect of fake news, which is done on purpose, and you know, the political economy that underline that act will not allow the individual to feel that what they are doing is wrong, except if we put regulations on ground and we are firm about it. I'm aware that the country is working on social media regulations.
Since when?
So I think it is long overdue now. Then technology has reached the level of the fact that when somebody puts something on social media, something can just, I'm not a scientist and I'm not an ICT technician, but I have it in mind that it is possible that something will just take the information within seconds and bounce it back that this is fake, this is fake. Because I work in the area of marketing communication, I know that Facebook, if you place a marketing information as advert on Facebook, because we usually pay, they will do the scrutiny, the screening.
Yeah.
And after some time, they will report back to you that it is approved to be circulated. They have done one that they said it is they declined, and they underlined something. And what was it? There is a bait there which they felt that it is not realistic. They said the bait is not realistic. That what I'm using as the drive for people is not realistic, so I should change it. And we modified. Then they approved it. So I think we can have this thing for general information we place on social media. But I also feel that the political economy of the Facebook itself may not allow it to do that, because it may be discouraging people from posting on social media. Why the social media is so overwhelming now is because it is unregulated. It is a free world. So the ball bounces back to the receivers of the information again, that we have to be critical consumers of the media. But I believe the government can do something about it, because if we have got to the level that people are attacking the president, I know in some countries, especially in Asian countries, you cannot just go on social media and say something, say anything. You will not sleep in your house that day. So I think we need to get to that level. Somebody will just wake up and insult the president on social media because of freedom of information. You know, you can make your point without directly abusing or insulting. That is not too good for our country as a nation. You know, even in the house, a child cannot wake up and tell his father or mother that give them some insult. It is not possible.
Yes, I know that the community starts from the home. What do you have for parents, guidance concerning this that we're discussing this morning, fake news and misinformation, the effect of it to the general public?
Well, for parents, I will tell them that they have to be disciplined about how they take care of their children. Because some of us, because we are comfortable, we feel that we can afford it. We buy a lot of things that the children don't need. Secondary school students using iPhone, using smartphone. They are not supposed to be using smartphone at that time. If they need anything, there can be a phone for the family. When they go to school, let them go to school and come back. What are they doing with phone? It is a lot of distraction, and we are exposing them to a lot of things that they cannot screen personally, because you know their level of IQ may not be enough for them to discern that some information are not true or some information are false. And sometimes they are also being excited about it. Somebody was telling me that on Monday that they saw some children at one park in Oshobo here. And what happened? They saw them have like 7 of them having intercourse at a corner at the park. And you know, the person who saw them was waiting somewhere, and one of the girls was telling one of the guys that why don't you do it like the way we watched it in that movie? Can you imagine? Yeah, can you say? So if those children do not have access to mobile phone, smartphone, they wouldn't have been exposed to such
negatively.
Yeah. So parents have to be careful about what we expose our children to. Smartphone especially
can mislead and can misinform.
In fact, it is damaging. It is damaging. There is a particular social media app that I saw. I don't usually mention the name in the public because I've done some kind of check. I saw that most of these teenagers do not know it yet, but there are a lot of them there. What they are doing on that social media, if you see it as a parent, you will weep, and you will weep for the world. Because it is too raw and crude. And you will see them, children of 10, 12, 15, under 20s. There are so much there, and they are doing all sorts of things. So all these are things that, but sometimes when we talk about it, some people say that we are moralizing a lot of things, which we have to. We have to. Even in America is reconsidering the abortion law. A lot of stakeholders. I was still reading yesterday when some group of students and some Christian organizations are advocating that American government should stop the legality of abortion, that it is damaging to people's life, it is damaging to people's health. But, we at the scientific end are also contributing to the negativity sometimes. And I read some experts, so to say, who are saying that people who die from child labor are more than people who die of abortion. Can you see arguments? So this is the world we live in. And I was in a forum one day not too long ago, and an expert, an elderly person who is highly referred, was saying that no, when we talk about the issue of contraceptives for adolescents and teenagers, people say it is not good for our community. We cannot go back to that time when we are emphasizing abstinence alone. No, this is their word. Let them use it.
That's what we are talking about. They have already been misinformed.
Yeah.
And the world is not ready to go back, especially here in Africa. We also want to join the Western world and enjoy ourselves. Anyways, on this note, Social media effect on the society, we have heard it. Fake news effects on the society. One sentence. What can it do to us?
Well, you see, like where we started from, fake news, misinformation, disinformation, all of them are dangerous. They lead us to what we call infodemic. And infodemic is even more serious than pandemic. Because if somebody is living in pandemic and the information he has to deal with the pandemic is fake,
there's problem.
There is problem. There is a case study on people with HIV/AIDS. They were using their drug that they were supposed to use, and they discovered that there is this group of them that their affairs, their health was not improving. Then they did findings, and they discovered that the drug they were using was fake. They were buying drug from a fake drug. So if they had been using the right drug, then they would have been better for it. So maybe somebody gave them the information that go and buy this in this place. It is cheap, and it is having dangerous effect on their life. When COVID-19 came, some people said that we can use kerosene. There's a lot of fake information around. So when you live in pandemic and you also suffer infodemic, then there is trouble.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kamal Salaudin, Head of Department, Mass Communication Department, Fountain University Osogbo. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so very much.
Heard it all from our guest this morning. Infodemic is even dangerous than what we are talking about. And if you live in pandemic and you add it to infodemic, then the world is in problem. But then, in order not to live in pandemic and even add infodemic to it, let us always sieve the information that we put out there, that we peddle around. Make sure that you get your fact right before you tell other people. On this note, I want to thank all of us for being part of the show this morning. My name is Titi Lokwe Achiboye. Do not spread fake news and do not mislead others. Do not misinform others. Doing this, Nigeria shall be great again. Good morning.
This money. When they take this money, they